Welcome to The Authored Life. This week, we're going to talk about why your vision is necessary for success. Why is it important to see it first before you can have it? And I think that's a logical thing to ask and wonder, because isn't it true that skills pay the bills? So why is having a vision so important?
And I think the simplest answer is this: if our defaults worked so well, then why isn't everyone successful and in shape and happy? Think about that. Why are some people ordinary where others are exceptional? Why can two people start the same business at the same time and end up in completely different places? Or identical twins. Why can identical people end up in completely different places in life? And what are most people's answers? Is it the environment? Is it genetics? Is it the economy? Napoleon Hill actually cites a statistic that 75% of the most influential people in history came from poverty and or abusive families.
Yeah, how come millionaires are made during great economic times and terrible economic times? How come people who have access to state-of-the-art gyms and other people who have access to just downright crappy gyms can get in shape? No matter what the situation, without vision, you perish. Everything starts with vision. Think about Disneyland. Think about human flight. Vision is your roadmap and your driving force. So having great skills is like knowing how to drive a car, but your vision is your fuel.
So there are two parts of the mind. The first is the conscious mind. This is the analytical side. It utilizes judgment and discernment, and it's actually pretty useless to accomplish great things. The second is the subconscious mind. This includes your beliefs, your faith, courage, inspiration, emotions, and creativity. So look at the human brain. Two of the smallest parts of the brain are the decision-making and logical section and the part that analyzes your sight. So two things that we rely on the most are some of the smallest parts, whereas your emotional processing parts of the brain are actually some of the largest.
Yeah, your brain was not made for you to prosper and push the limits. It was actually made to protect you from harm. So your default wiring is to play it safe, avoid pain, and have pleasure. I mean, that's things at its most simplest functioning. But there's something God-given in us that wants more. However, to gain success, we have to go through some pain, right? So you see the brain's dilemma. Your brain's default is to avoid pain and have pleasure, but you've got to go through some pain to go have the pleasure of success.
So having a vision that is so real that you can feel it allows you to push through some of that pain to get to that pleasure of success. So your vision is actually imprinting a new norm for your defaults. You are setting the bar someplace else for your default and really changing it at its core. So think about this. If you could get motivated enough and keep motivated enough, what could you achieve? What about enthusiasm? What could you achieve with that?
Yeah, and courage and persistence and creativity. What could you achieve? Having a vision is your flight plan and your rocket fuel to hit your goals. So seeing it here needs to happen first, then it will happen out there.
Yeah, so Matt and I always try to carve out time each day to reflect internally. And for those of you who practice this or who meditate, take some of that time this week to ask yourselves the questions that we just asked and really pay attention to the answers that come up. And we even suggest writing them down because, like we said, the brain's default is to avoid pain. So there may be some things that you desire to accomplish that you are completely unaware of because your brain's default is to avoid the pain that those desires might bring. So really get quiet with yourself and challenge your brain's default with these questions.
Absolutely. So if you've got any questions you want to ask, please send us a message on Facebook. Thanks for all your feedback and questions you've been asking. That has been our episode for this week. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye, everybody.